Something serious is happening behind the scenes in Zimbabwe politics, and many people are beginning to talk quietly about it. What we are hearing now is not just ordinary political noise. This one is deeper, and it is coming from inside the system itself. The issue of 2030, the future plan, and the tension among powerful people is starting to show small. Now, according to what is circulating, the discussion around President Mnangagwa's alleged 2030 ambition is causing serious discomfort among some top military generals and political insiders. You know, in Zimbabwe, the military is not just any small institution. They have always played a strong role in how power moves. So when you begin to hear that some generals are not happy, you should understand that this is not something to ignore. And this is where Jealosy Mawarire comes in. His name has been popping up again, and what he is saying is what is making many people open their ears. He is not just talking randomly. He is someone who has been around the system, someone who understands how things work from inside. So when he speaks, people listen carefully, even if they don't say it out loud. What he is suggesting is that there is disagreement at the top. Not open fight, no, but silent disagreement. You know that kind of situation where people smile in public, but behind closed doors, things are not balanced. That is the kind of tension we are talking about. Before we go deeper, if you are enjoying this kind of real political gist, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and brings you more updates like these. Now, let's break it down in a simple way so everybody can understand. The idea of extending leadership or pushing influence beyond the expected time is not new in African politics. We have seen it in different countries, but every country has its own system, its own balance of power, and in Zimbabwe, that balance includes the military, the ruling party structures, and key political allies. So when there is even a small signal that one part of that balance is not comfortable, it becomes a big issue. What is being said now is that some military figures feel that pushing towards 2030 could disturb the stability they have been trying to maintain. Remember, stability is very important to them. They want control, they want predictability, they don't want surprises. And if they begin to feel that a certain direction may bring tension, they will not just keep quiet completely. They may not speak openly, but actions, signals, and internal movements will begin to show. Jealosy Mawarire is now adding fuel to this conversation by saying that this resistance is real. He is suggesting that there are conversations happening that the public is not hearing. And that is what is making this whole story interesting. But let's also be careful here. In politics, information can be used as a tool. Sometimes people speak to reveal truth. Sometimes they speak to push an agenda. And sometimes they speak to test reactions. So we must look at everything with clear eyes. Now, one thing you should understand is that Zimbabwe politics is very strategic. Nothing just happens by accident. Every move, every statement, every silence even has meaning. If generals are truly uncomfortable, that means discussions must be happening at a very high level. And if those discussions are not settled, it can lead to power struggles, even if they are not visible to the public. And you know what happens when powerful people begin to disagree quietly? The system starts to shake slowly, not immediately, but gradually. At this point, I want to remind you again, if you have not liked this video, please do that now and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. This kind of gist, you won't hear it everywhere. Now let's talk about the public side of things. Ordinary Zimbabweans are watching all this carefully. People may not speak loudly, but they observe, they listen, they connect the dots. Some people are asking, is 2030 even realistic? Others are saying, why is this conversation coming up now? And some are simply waiting to see how things will unfold. Because at the end of the day, what matters to the people is stability, economy, and daily life. Political tension at the top can affect everything down to the common man. Another angle to this whole story is the role of internal party dynamics. Within the ruling party, there are always different groups, different interests. Not everybody will agree on one direction, especially when it comes to long-term plans. So it is not just about the military alone, it is also about party unity, loyalty, and future positioning. Some people may be thinking about what happens next, who takes over, how power is shared, and when these questions start coming up, you know that things are not as simple as they look on the surface. Now, let's bring it back again to Mawarire. And the fact that he is speaking out now at this time is also something to look at carefully. Timing in politics is everything. Why now? What triggered this? Who benefits from this information coming out? These are questions that people are asking quietly. And if you check very well, you will notice that once one voice speaks, others may follow. Not directly, but through actions, through leaks, through indirect messages. That is how political narratives grow